Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. Today we will be going over Salem or Des Moines and which one is better as of right now, April 18th, 2024. So, what are the differences? You might ask. Now, I'm sure the people who are seeing this, you guys have probably seen Slai47 and probably Boblyn and their different opinions on them. So, I will try to cover everything, but I'll mostly go over gameplay, and how they play differently but the same. So Salem is released. It has special heal, which 75% more HP. Now I think if you build into your commander with this skill right here, which gives you 15% HP recovered using repair kits. So this is 15% of your repair kit. So it's like 15% of 16%, so it's actually not that much, but it does help nonetheless. So if you're running elite heals with this skill in mind, you're tanking over 80,000, which I believe is almost 20,000 more than Des Moines. I don't know. I'm not going to do the math either. Um, so with that in mind, that is what Salem gains. Now, what does it lose? It loses radar for Sonar 2, which is a pretty good upgrade in my opinion. The Radar 1 is nice, but only having one use of it, and it also being Radar 1 and not Radar 2, I think one Radar 2 would be good for Des Moines as a possible upgrade. Now, let's look at this middle chart here. Everything looks exactly the same, except for the anti-aircraft. So, we'll get into that. Now, exact same ship. They are exact replicas of each other. The only thing that's different is back here. There's places for water planes. I'm not sure what you call them. Also slightly more AA on the back. So that's about the only change. But as you can see, it's just different camos. Now, in terms of which historical looks better, I personally really enjoy how the Salem looks. I mean, I think the X on the turrets looks very nice. Des Moines is still a nice historical, but when Des Moines has space camo, then it becomes a lot tougher. Like, which one looks better? I still kind of lean towards Salem. So, back to the comparison. Now, as you can see, Des Moines has almost 1,000 HP more. 800 HP, 750 HP roughly. Same speed, same turning, same everything. Same gun, same secondaries. Everything is the exact same. Concealment is the exact same. The only thing different is the anti-aircraft. So large caliber AA is the exact same. But this is the huge part. Small caliber AA got absolutely ripped apart. Um, did they just straight up reduce it by half? Let me check something real quick. 436 divided by 2. Yeah, so 436 divided by 2 is 218. So they gave it a little bit more than half, but not only did they reduce the damage, they reduced the range. So I've noticed a lot. Now, I don't get focused a lot in Des Moines. Like, it still happens where CV will focus you. But everybody and their mom knows about Salem and how it doesn't have good AA. So you're going to get a lot of AA, or sorry, there's probably a 50-50 chance every time the CV is in your game that he's just going to drop you nonstop. And that's the biggest difference. If people didn't go after you as hard, like I'm sure within 6 months to a year, whenever this ship starts to be released even more, um, I think the CVs will start focusing you less and less. Like, of course, you're still gonna have CVs to focus you. Like, you can't get away from them, even in stuff like Des Moines. So you're gonna have the problem, but you're gonna have those games where you do 50K. They're just gonna happen. So Um, I'm kind of using Salem as like my reroll for Des Moines, and this is all solo. And as you can see, a lot of this is wins. A lot of this is wins. I actually recently started losing some. Um, as you can see, 28,000. What happened? Malta happened. Yeah. So you're gonna get games like this. But in return, you're going to get games like this 160 or 138 or 121. Look, another 83. Like, you're going to have games that are up and down, regardless. But in return, you're going to have these other really big games where you're a Des Moines on steroids. Because most of the time, don't know why that was. Okay. Most of the time, you can just play a little bit more aggressive than a Des Moines. And that's wonderful because Des Moines has really good DPM and it can just push. But I have 2 games to review, and hopefully that will give you guys a good showing of how each one is played and what I think of Salem. So let's hop into the first game with Des Moines. Alright, here we are in Des Moines. We are on Encounter, no CV, 3 battleships, 2 DDs, and 2 cruisers. So very favorable matchmaker. Now Vermont Yamato is very, very heavy. Marseille is very heavy. Black Shimakaze off the bat. Now, this rock is very questionable about which cruiser would be better because the radar does help it quite a bit. People playing like bots, I guess.
Spotted. We hit the enemy.
But with how close this Shimakaze is, being able to use the sonar too, and then still being able to have another left is very good. So this spot right here is very playable for both Des Moines and Marseille. As you can see, Vermont is shooting at us, and we got very lucky.
Nice shot.
Now, just because you're hitting the island does not mean that you shouldn't, keep on shooting. Now I'm not pushing out behind this island because I'm trying to stay dark the whole time. We've lost our battleship companion, as you can see at the top. He's switched flanks, and now he's going to the bottom. So keep that in mind. I would not recommend pushing this rock in Salem if there's something like a CV. It's a lot safer to do it in something like a Des Moines because I've had it several times where you park on this island and CV will just fly right over the top of you, get his torpedo set up, and then just hit you for all of them on the backside of you, and there's nothing you can do about it. So when CV is in game, I would recommend either try to play open water or hug a rock further back, because this is a very aggressive position. Now, I'm not fully coming out here and getting all my turrets because there is a Yamato and a Vermont, and they can wreck me very quickly. And there's also 4 minutes left, so gotta learn to save HP. Now in Salem, I might be a little bit more aggressive here.
We hit the enemy.
But yeah, these Des Moines guns are just wrecking him. So that's the thing with Des Moines though, is as you can see I backed up here and I loaded HE. You have to respect the battleship. There's a lot more respect for battleships in Des Moines because they can slap you and they can take a lot of your HP and you're not going to be able to heal a lot of what they hit you for back. At least not as quickly. So as this Marseille just kind of sits here. Ooh, Rigolo.
Nice shot.
Oh, solo. So as you can see, it was a good blind fire on the DD, but I backed up right away because I knew that Vermont and a couple of those other battleships are sitting back there pretty far, and they're looking for who is the most aggressive. Now, as you can see, if you look at the mini-map, I'm the most aggressive person right now, even though I'm on an island. The battleships are still behind me, which is
Fast reload activated.
pretty far back.
Nice shot.
And I'm shooting Vermont here because he's busy and he's a way easier target to hit than Marseille. And I'm also unspotted. That's another really big thing here is Vermont's a little bit closer, everyone's outside of my range, but I'm still only using those front two guns. Sometimes it's just smart just to use the front two. So 75k, 2 minutes left. This is looking pretty good. I'm out of heals though. I'm already out of heals and I'm at 27k. So I've been using quite a bit of my HP, and you have to manage it a lot better than you do in Salem. So here we are at 84,000. Now, in Salem, if I had another heal here, you know, like you're pushing a lot more aggressive because you're full HP and there's 3 people left and you're trying to kill them off as fast as possible. But I need to be very careful here with what I do. There's 3/4 HP Vermont, and Marseille's basically dead at this point.
Our team is about to win.
But at this point, this is where Salem becomes a lot better of a ship.
We hit the enemy.
Now I get extremely lucky that this Yamato does not cloud my broadside. There's a possibility that I should have died there, but I got extremely lucky.
Target hit.
Now Vermont did turn out, so I'm in a spot here where I'm trying to help kill the Vermont, but I'm also trying to dodge shells from the Yamato. And I got lucky yet again. So this is how you normally play Des Moines, is you have to be smart when you push, and you can't be overly aggressive, which I was not. I was aggressive, but I was keeping my HP for the final pushes. So right there, if this Yamato could shoot just a little bit better, that shot he did well, but if he would have shot just a little bit better, he would have killed me, and it would have been over. But the fine line between knowing when to push and when not to push in Des Moines is, you know, it's very hard to draw that line. But when you get Salem, which I will show in the next game, there's really not much you can't do. I hope I show the... Yep. Alright. So, as we can see here, normal Shimikaze play, down at the bottom. But with Des Moines, you have to consistently look at all of your threats and say, okay, I can't take too much damage because I need that HP for the end of the game if I need to push, or, you know, you need to be able to read situations a lot better. But you do have good AA. So if a CV focuses you, you're going to be knocking down 50, 60 planes if they're focusing you for the whole game. Unless, of course, it's FDR. Alright, guys, here we are in the Salem. Now, that Des Moines game was definitely not the highest damage, but it did show the limited power that Des Moines has with the HP pool, even with good positioning in that game. So here we are with one battleship, Mino, Des Moines, Alaska, Hayate, Black Shimikaze, and Fletcher. So there is a lot of torpedo power, not a lot of battleships, but the battleship is definitely burnable. Whoops, flip the screen. Alright, so here I did want to go wide with Han Solo, this Grozavoy, and he decided he wanted to play the cap. So, especially in Salem, you can get away with playing wide. I would recommend not doing it with this many DDs and not very many battleships. Now, the more battleships there are, the more chance that it would probably be safer to flank. But as Grozavoy pushes in here, we're just going to try to support them as much as possible, but also not put ourselves in a bad position. Alright, so here we have GK spotted, Hayate is also spotted. Alright, so this is where minimap is your friend. Now we see that, oh, okay, 3 destroyers are spotted, and 2 cruisers are spotted. and the battleship. So that's 6 enemy ships. So that allows me to know, oh, I can push this rock.
Target locked.
Oh,
Enemy
now
torpedoes
there's
spotted.
3 cruisers spotted. Or there has been 3 cruisers spotted. So now I'm able to push up to this rock basically for free, and there's nothing that they can really do now that I'm on this rock. If you can't tell yet, this is how you play these ships. You find good rocks,
Fast reload
and you hit
activated.
people very hard. Now, my smoke fire definitely does need some work, as I hit like a 7k salvo. Smoke firing is something that I haven't been working on a lot as of recently, and I need to improve on it. Now, as you can see here, if you look back on the minimap, Alaska, GK, and the other cruiser that's not Mino they're all hard flanking. So I need to be very careful in what I do here, and I need to clean up as quickly as possible. Now, here comes Black Shimakaze. If Black Shimakaze rushes me, I don't care if you are St. Vincent with Super Heal or Columbo. He will most likely take 3/4 of your HP. So I have to be very careful. Now, he did decide to go inside, and if you notice, I quit shooting at Mino because this Fletcher started pushing. So whenever DDs start pushing like this, it's actually a much better idea to just focus down the DD if they continue doing this. Now in a competitive scene, maybe you would want to continue shooting at the Mino as the Fletcher would just turn away. But if ships are just going to sail broadside to you, just kill the biggest threat to you at the time. So as you can see here, we are taking substantial damage from this Mino. He's been able to shoot at us a lot for free as we're shooting at other ships. Now he has smoke and we have an island. And islands are superior to smoke. So 16k HP. Now if I'm remembering correctly, Des Moines would have roughly, how much HP is that?
Reload activated.
Probably around 3k HP at this point, so I wouldn't be as comfortable pushing like I am now. 10 seconds left on my heal. This heal should take me back to about 30k. Now, again, I switch off Mino. I thought I would kill Mino here, but even if I don't, which I do not here, Shimakaze is the much better ship to get rid of in this situation. So I quickly switch over to him, kill him, and now all these other ships, as you can see, are in the far right corner of the map, or far right side of the map, and they're all going to push back into us, which is fine by me, but I'm trying to just take pot shots at this Mino. I'm not sure where he is, but if there's no one else to shoot, guys, just take the pot shot. Unless you're in a battleship and there's a chance that someone else would pop up. Okay, this is a very big turning point. So this GK has a lot of HP left, and Alaska and Des Moines have a lot of HP. So as soon as I see this, I just continue to turn out, and if GK hit me for 10k more, I'd have to play this a lot more passive. Thank goodness he didn't, but sometimes it's better just to take a broadside salvo in order to get yourself out of a bad position that you are about to be in. Now, the GK has just damage conned, and I'm going right back to this island, guys. This island is going to be my friend.
Nice shot.
Now, I took off auto in here due to Des Moines, Alaska, and GK all being close to the same area.
Good job.
Alright, now here we get a triple fire. Now this is a very important part here. It helps me get a lot more damage and maximize how much I'm doing here. A minute 30 left with 100k. And we have a Des Moines sitting here. GK is pushing. Now I had this feeling whenever GK was pushing that my fires were about to go out here. And with Des Moines backing up and so on, I get lucky again and set this double fire on GK. Now, I shoot this last shot of HE, and I was hoping that I got a fire, which I did get. These DDs on my team, though they do not do much this game, they do enough to keep Des Moines off me long enough. Now, as you can see here, Des Moines is trying to kill me. So I'm trying to be careful. I do pull a little bit too far forward here and get spotted. But This is where I know I have Halsey. I
Nice
don't know if
shot.
he has Halsey.
On
Everyone is
your
helping me
attack.
shoot Des Moines, and it's just time to go aggressive here
Fast
and get as
reload
much damage as
activated.
possible. So I'm down to 6k
Target hit.
HP. There's 30 seconds left, 150k.
The situation is under
Full health
control.
Alaska. Now I was hoping, maybe there's a chance I get
We hit the
200k
enemy.
here. Um, we shall
Nice
see,
shot.
but this Alaska,
Good
I don't
job.
blame him.
Nice
Like,
shot.
you guys are probably thinking,
We
oh,
hit the enemy.
you literally just had this guy in front of
Good
you
job.
and everything, it was a free kill. Yes, he was, but I guarantee he thought, oh, well, my Des Moines is going to last a lot longer than he did. So that is the power of a Salem. Let me just grab these screenshots real quick. All right, let's go back to the main menu. So that, my friends, is the power of Salem with those insane heals. Where that game I healed so much damage, it was insane. So I wasn't able to capture the full power of Des Moines, and Des Moines is, I would say, it's a lot more balanced of a ship with good AA. So you're more of, I wouldn't say jack of all trades because your DPM is still very, very good, but Salem is definitely more specialized for games without CV. So in that context, I think Salem is better, quote unquote better. But I do know that a lot of people will find that Des Moines is more fun because it's able to protect itself from the CV a lot better. So I hope that kind of helps you guys decide which one is better. Obviously, I had a 185k game compared to a 107k game, which isn't necessarily very fair to Des Moines. And I didn't really showcase the AA of Salem, which I should if I'm editing. Okay, I'll just say this. If I'm not lazy, I'll throw in a small clip of a game that I had in Salem where I did like 50k because of Malta, which I do know I have recorded.
Enemy torpedo spotted. Enemy aircraft incoming.
All right, so after seeing that, Des Moines definitely has a lot better AA, and CV won't focus you as often. Des Moines still will get focused, which is very interesting if you say the least. But despite all of that, I still think Salem is just slightly better because the heals are just so insane. I would say Salem's probably like a mid to high A tier ship, and I would say Des Moines is a low A tier ship. They're both a lot closer than what I'm making it sound out to be. Both very good ships, very well balanced. Des Moines could use a small buff, in my opinion. It's probably B tier. The more I think about it, because if I'm asking for a ship to be buffed, it should probably be in the B tier category and not an A tier category. So I would say Des Moines is probably a high B tier, and Salem is A tier. But if you're gonna have high games in Des Moines, you're gonna have to have people not focus you as much. I lost a lot of HP in that opening game in Salem, which I would not be able to put up that kind of result in a Des Moines if I take that much damage. I have to play a lot more passive and just be a lot smarter with my HP. Now, I'm sure I could have been a lot more smarter with my HP in the game that I did have. For instance, that comes to my mind is I could have played that rock a lot more passively instead of pushing out and trying to chase the Minotaur. I could have just turned around and just sat on that rock and saved 10k HP possibly. So there is a chance that I could have saved a lot more HP, but that extra hit points that Salem does allow you to have allows you to play a little bit less than perfect and still have great results. So I think how would you say that? I think the I think you can have a lot more errors in Salem and still do well compared to in Des Moines, where If you're going for super high damage, I think the heals are going to be better for you than the AA. Now, you're still going to have CV focus you from time to time. It's just how it's going to be. But Des Moines versus Salem, I'm going to say Salem is slightly better to a lot better. Now, I do realize that this thing did come out in a crate of 1%. And I know a couple whales out there that did get this thing for $200 to $300. And if you're watching this video, yes, I'm talking about you. Um, so I would just say, guys, save your money. Des Moines is still an amazing ship. Des Moines is definitely the free version, which it's not bad. It's definitely not bad. But Salem is just slightly better. It's not, you know, Slava compared to GK or anything like that. It's not S tier compared to C tier. So that is my review. I hope you guys have a good day, and see you next time. I'm out.